So the group gathered together, rode onto a magically elevated skyship, and traversing the ocean, carrying the Horn of Orcus within this container, this holy container. Hello! Sam has joined us. They found themselves over the ocean suddenly attacked by a band of what seemed to be Wyvern and Griffin riding bandits. A battle took place on the top of this skyship, some of the magic being taken out, a few lives lost, but the party managed to persevere, take a captive, and continue on their journey. The Horn of Orcus and its container kept safe. The next few days passed without incident. Is there anything you want to accomplish? Anything?
You said next few days without incident?
Could I try to further my beard?
Oh yes, trying to grow a beard.
beard.
Go ahead and roll another percentage dice.
Yeah! 38.
38. The little bit of peach fuzz stubble on the chin of your Goliath face begins to slowly grow. It's coming out colorless. It's almost translucent with a hint of gray and white.
I'm a Targaryen, baby.
That's hot. It's translucent, like.
It's what a color is there. It's almost like a fishing line is like growing out of the bottom of his chin.
Don't be jealous.
It's really creepy, Grog.
Thank you.
It's like sandpaper a little bit.
Keep in mind, Goliaths predominantly, especially pureblood Goliaths, do not grow facial hair. The fact that this magical feat is even achieving any modicum of growth is in itself an arcane marvel. And who knows what detrimental effects this may have in the long run going against your physiology.
Oh crap. It'll make me look really wise, you guys. Nobody will know.
I have some beads if you want. We can like braid it and I can put beads in there.
I'm all about it. Beads and bells and shit.
I braid
Give me a
Grog's
staff and I'll
beard.
be Gandalf.
All right.
And put beads in it. And a few flowers as well. It looks nice.
It takes you a lot of concentration to try and get any sort of braidage through the about an inch to an inch and a half of facial hair that has grown from his chin.
Looks good.
It's really tight when you braid it like that.
You'll get used to it.
Maybe you can cast Grasping Vine on his chin and roll it out.
What could possibly go wrong?
Do it.
I suggest
Could be
against
great.
this.
How about you suggest violence?
Encourage this
I encourage
against
violence.
this.
Those are just votes.
Do you have a question, Liam?
Well, no, not a question, but last night, while Grog was sleeping, I can see right up Grog's nose. While Grog was sleeping, I went and got a bit of rope from the ship and used my disguise kit that I have. I sort of frayed apart the rope and spent about an hour using spirit gum to glue bits of frayed rope to Grog's skin into a small little Gilmore-esque goatee. And he didn't seem to wake up, and I'd like to see how that worked out.
Alrighty. I'm gonna
I gotta do a sleep check or something, right? Can't let him survive that.
For this, go ahead and make a perception check with a disadvantage.
With a disadvantage.
You're asleep.
You're asleep, dude.
1.
Get it out now.
You wake up the following morning, immediately run to the nearest reflective surface to check on yourself, and you have a glorious, dark brown, well-braided, mildly frayed, thick, coarse goatee braid. It goes about a good 3 to 4 inches from the bottom of your chin, and you are very proud.
I knew it! I knew it! I am a special boy. Only this one strand is this color. Everything else is white. Translucent.
I think it looks good on you, Grog.
Thank you. I wave my head, it whips around.
I whip my beard back and forth.
I whip my beard.
It stays taut on your chin.
Scanlan,
Aye.
like we were discussing earlier, would you be interested in the still standing friendly trade of my ironstone for your circlet crown
Oh,
thingy?
you know what, Tiberius? I have been giving this a lot of thought and consideration. What's for lunch?
I don't know. What would you like for lunch?
Oh, no,
I already ate.
I was done with the conversation.
Oh, God.
Well, Keyleth, if you could put a little slate up for me, I'd like to illustrate something for little Scanlan. Perhaps his tiny mind can comprehend. Prestidigitation, some chalk.
All right.
You see, Scanlan, you've had this particular piece for over 10, let's say, matches or weeks. You have used it 0 times in over 6 battles over the 10 course, using it 0 times. I, being a sorcerer, have a special ability called Sorcerer Points, where I can do multiple spells in a single round.
Yes.
Which none of you can do, other than monks, of course.
That's true. Brag about it, Tiberius. Just keep bragging about it.
When I can do multiple spells, like 2 versus you, which can do 1, that means I can do 1 more spell than you can per round in every round after that. 100%.
This is amazing.
Your utilization of the actual item has been equivalent to nothing. In the interest of the group and the use of items in general, it would be wise to switch it because you have needed to extra spells like invisibility.
The shale wall cracks.
Several times,
I'm sorry.
where my item would be more useful in general.
So, are you saying you want what he has back?
I didn't recognize you, Grog. What? Is that you?
It is I, Brad Pitt from Legends of the Fall. My beard of glory. It's an old Mars tale.
So, Scanlan, what say you?
Your mathematical skills have been quite impressive.
I don't like to show them off.
No. For a man of such low wisdom, you are proving wiser than I ever imagined. I will gladly make this trade with you. You have convinced me.
Oh, wonderful.
Yes. Yes.
Hey, that's wonderful.
All right. Hugs.
The Ironstone, which you take and kind of place by your head and release, it seems to almost affix itself in the air and slowly rotate above your head, almost like held in its own orbital gravity around you.
Pike. Check this out.
It is fancy.
It's like a halo. Like your god has smiled on me, maybe, and said, "He's cool. Go for it."
Oh, wow. Well, I don't know if that's what it means.
Well, religion is up to interpretation, so I interpret it that way.
It is very, very cool looking.
Thank you.
So casual, oh god. It's cool, go for it.
Saren Ray, the sheep bro you never had.
Saren Ray's my wingman.
Many a cart hold that bumper sticker.
There was something I should probably tell you. In this area of land, in Vasselheim, on this continent, somewhere, I'm not sure where, resides the fire Ashari. Somewhere in the town of Pyra.
What's that?
Well,
What are fire, Ashari?
they're my sister tribe. They're a part of my sister tribe. So I come from the Air Ashari.
Right.
Yeah, from Zephyra. So, yes,
So
so
they-
they're a
they-
fire Ashari.
Oh.
So the point behind the Ashari, I'm not sure if I have expressed this to you all in the past few months. The point of our tribe is that we sought out the weakest points where the elemental planes start to bleed with our plane of existence. And these planes need to be protected, so our people have sought them all out in order to make haven there and be the protectors that we were all born to be. And as part of my Aramente, I have to seek out each of the headmasters and prove myself a worthy leader.
Ooh.
Which makes me really nervous. But,
We got
Oh,
your back.
we'll do it.
Yeah.
We'll totally do it.
Yeah, we
So
can
I just thought,
burn shit for days.
maybe after, we handle, like, the horn, maybe we can, I might pop in, since we're
If you
here.
want to, Keyleth, when we go, we'll all follow your orders and make it seem like you're an extraordinary leader for us.
Yeah.
That could be good.
Yeah.
Oh, that sounds fun.
Good idea, yes.
Are you guys
Don't be
friendly
silly.
with each other?
But you're happy.
Well, yes, yeah, no, we're all happy. I mean, that's kind of the thing where once a generation someone sets out and goes on the Aramente in order to come back a headmaster, and it's kind of like our, once a generation check-in, if
Yeah.
you will, to make sure everything's okay. Unfortunately, the last person to go on the Aramente didn't come back.
Well,
Which happens sometimes. Yeah.
like, didn't come back ever?
No.
So, like, you could die.
Or maybe they got lost to the winds of the road.
Right, yeah.
It was actually my mother.
What?
To which tribe?
We don't know. She left when I was a little girl, so I don't remember much.
Do you think there's a chance that when we visit this place, we might have to defend ourselves?
No. I wouldn't think so.
It's not like your family, Grog. They're actually nice.
Yeah, we're cool.
Look, my family is nice too. We just share love with fists.
That sounds wrong in so many ways.
It does, actually.
It's weird. There's like this part of me in the back of my head that I kind of always wonders if I'm gonna run into her.
How old? When was the last time you saw your mother, or do you even remember?
I was 5, 6 maybe years old when she left.
Wow.
So I'm the next in line.
This is heavy.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to.
No, it's fine. It's good to
I'm
know
just
that-
letting you know that we're going to be in those neck of the woods, so I should probably,
Stop by.
go.
Give a little.
Absolutely.
Land sighted! A voice breaks out from the side of the ship's bow. You guys glance over quickly to the edge of the sky ship, and you see right over the edge of Dira what looks to be this ominous continent slowly approaching. As the ship slowly begins to descend, you can see in the distance, from one of the various mountain ranges that kind of break past the top, there is one singular mountain spire that tends to protrude from the center of the forest about 20 to 30 miles off the shoreline of the Osmond Sea. Around the base of this mountain, you can see, the closer you get to it, what looks like hundreds upon hundreds of stone buildings. You can see little details along the mountainside, like countless staircases are spiraling up this mountain in different directions, kind of in a chaotic fashion, where there are large structures, fortresses built into the side of this mountain spire as you progress up the top, and this city proper, which spreads out, I'd say about a third larger than Iman. Layers of walls and walls and walls. This is probably the most fortified city you've seen in your existence up to this point. As the ship slowly makes its way to dock on the top of this mill, Chemo has all of her materials over her shoulder. Says, "All right, so it's everyone's first time here in the city."
Yes. Yeah. Well, Keyleth?
Tiberius, you ever been here?
No.
Kima, when was the last time you were with your order?
Proper? That would be 8 years.
Oh.
It was a long time.
Of which we are
Out of
about
order.
to meet them.
Sorry.
Do you get along well with
Yes. They're just, well, you'll see. And she leaps over the side of the ship, grabbing the rope, and lowers herself down, as do the rest of the two scale bearers, kind of come down in tandem, clutching the chain on the sides of the box, bringing it down almost like a big Jacob's ladder. Eventually, you all make your way onto the platform, and there waiting for you, you see an elderly gentleman with no hair, completely bald, thick spectacles on the tip of his nose, wearing the same silver and blue robes as the envoys that met you at the Council of Tal'Dorei, and the ones that are carrying the box. As you all approach, Kima kind of steps out ahead and goes, "Jan, it's been a while." The old man steps forward.
It has been indeed, Kima, it has indeed. And that's the scale bearer, Jan, if you don't mind. But, I would prefer, in mixed company, the proper niceties of our presentation.
Oh, we're no proper company, it's alright.
And you are?
We are...
I'm Tiberius Stormwind, and we are Vox Machina. And everybody has names too.
I'm Pike.
Keyleth.
I'm Ion Stonebearer Scanlan.
Cocks his head curiously.
You can call me Kingslayer. I also did that.
Very well. And Percy introduces himself as well.
I have a beard.
He gives you the most curious look of all, which is hard to follow off of the Scanlan over here.
And I'm to understand these are the bearers of the artifact.
Kima gives a nod. Yes, and I think we should be on our way quickly.
Yes, of course, please. These are our escorts. Follow suit. We will bring you onward to the Platinum Sanctuary proper to dispose of this thing.
It's a very harsh living in the city of Vasselheim, but the city is also currently the oldest known bastion of civilization in the world. As far as it's understood, most human civilization, and while humans believe pre-elf and pre-dwarf, and the dwarfs and elves very staunchly disagree, all stemmed from this city, which is believed to be tens of thousands of years old. They have uncovered the single oldest temples to the main deities of good and neutrality within this city, and as such it is considered the holiest place in the modern world, which is why it has been through many, many wars and has seen much warfare and strife and difficulty. And those that live here because they feel that they can fight against this and actually call a privilege to exist in this harsh landscape as devotion to their respective deities. Also, because it is such a holy place, this is why the arcane is considered, for the most part, profane in public and very carefully controlled otherwise. You continue up this staircase, and the stonework itself is a little lopsided and awkward, and with each step, sometimes you have to kind of catch yourself, especially as the wind begins to pick up the higher up the mountain you go, and it takes about 15 to 20 minutes to ascend this staircase. Your legs begin to grow a little sore, until eventually you reach the base of what you can only imagine is the Platinum Sanctuary.
Can I see inside the temple, or the
You
temple's
can now
pretty
as
enclosed?
the door's open.
Well, I was an eagle flying overhead.
Oh, yes.
And I was gonna do a perception check to see if I noted, like, kind of do a loop of the temple.
Go for it.
20 total.
Best you can tell, there are, for the makeshift guards in the city, which you've heard referred to as bastions, they're all volunteers, and actually, from what you gather here, probably a quarter of the populace are bastions. So they have a very, very heavy civilian-based militia that guards the city.
I'm gonna loop back around. Is there like an open window in like the temple I can just fly through?
Is there a super clear one that she could try to go through first?
Be like that Windex commercial back in the day.
The temple.
Damn it!
You make your
Break
way.
my neck, I die.
No.
There are small. They're not windows more than they're slits for arrow defense.
Right.
You could, as Keyleth, could squeeze through. It'd be one of those things where like you have to careen and transform and then squeeze through.
Okay, I'll do that.
Which you do, and as you do, you come right into the face of a spear right there as another one of the Platinum Dragon
Should've
guards
transformed into like
says,
a fly.
"Who goes there?"
Oh boy.
Hi! Hi!
The guard begins to approach from the side.
I am with Vox Machina. I'm pretty sure they just came through the front door. It's cool. I was just doing just like aerial support. I'm just gonna go reconnect with my group. It's fine.
Make a persuasion check.
I'm Keyleth.
Skill bearer.
I'm not good at this shit.
You're not there, Grog.
What am I doing? A persuasion check? Christ.
You're gonna roll one.
Sorry, Miss Charisma.
Shut up.
Oh, wow.
Oh wait, I don't know why I'm rolling 2.
That's funny.
6?
Oh no!
Keyleth's dead.
No. Probably just put her.
The one guy holding the spear to you keeps it there. The other guy walks up behind and says, "You see your hands?
Why?
Let me see your hands." He takes your hands, pulls out a set of shackles, and locks them on.
This is the second time you've been arrested.
Yeah, it is.
The guy with the spear turns behind you and just holds it to your back as the gentleman just cuffed you, grabs the chain between, and starts pulling you towards the main chamber.
You know, can we just buzz by the front foyer and then we'll find my friends and then I'll be like, hey, those are my friends, it'll be fine.
Leads you down the stairway to an area where it opens up into like a small courtyard. Takes to the right of the courtyard into a central chamber where the rest of Vox Machina is currently being led.
Do I see her?
Keyleth!
Yeah, you guys all see her being led in cuffs, essentially.
Seriously. Again.
What'd you do?
Highness, what is your problem?
She's with us. She's with us. She was just outside.
No, we don't know who she is.
Is she? We have a few minutes to discuss this, I think.
At this point, Kima turns and says, "She's with me."
Oh.
And both the scale bearers go, Lady Kima, I'm so sorry. And they go ahead and they take the cuffs off real fast and put the spear back and they step back.
Listen to Lady Kima.
Classic handcuff wrist
Ouch!
twist.
Hard ass.
Yeah, I'm with her.
Right. Scalberion continues to lead you through this main chamber. And this chamber, like I said, it's the temple. It's strange because most temples you've seen to Bahamut or many other deities are extravagant or, built with a modern day sense of architecture. This is a very plain, simple stone fortress. But there's still a sense of power to it, especially you, Pike, where you're sensitive to divine energy. This whole place is humming with it. Even though it's not the kind you're used to connecting with, this is, when they say this is a holy place, you can feel it.
Is everything okay, Pike? It's just there's a lot of holiness here.
I would imagine.
On a scale from 1 to 5, 5 being super holy.
Probably 6.
Whoa.
That's extra holy.
This temple goes to 6.
The temple goes to 6.
Just this whole land in particular. I mean, there's a lot here, but
That is good, though.
Do you need a moment? Do you need to
Yeah,
sit
it's
down?
good.
Do you need me to hold you?
I think I'm okay to keep going.
All right.
Yeah. But maybe later we'll
Offer
see if I
stands.
get a little
Offer
tired.
stands.
Of which you feel a nudge at your side, and it's an armored elbow from Kima saying, if you wouldn't mind holding off on the fraternizing in the Temple of Bahamut, I would really appreciate it.
Oh, that's right.
Message understood?
In the center of this worship chamber, it's just strangely, eerily quiet. There is one humanoid that turns to the rest of you. What you see before you is a slender elven male, draped in long white robes that drag a few feet behind his form across the ground. His voice rings out and echoes throughout the hallway as you approach, each footstep echoing as you get closer. Welcome, everyone, to the Platinum Sanctuary. I am called High Bearer Vord, keeper of this most holiest of places. I understand you carry something of terrible omen. Let us discuss how to be rid of it. One of our most divine relics of our beloved protector Bahamut was kept deep beneath this temple, within the mountain we rest against, the Star of Exaltation. This item was unfortunately lost nearly 300 years ago, giving the last of its power to protect this very Vasselheim. The intervention it brought from our great deity expended and left the artifact destroyed. Since the chamber that held this star, a blessed and ever-watched nexus beneath the gaze of the great Platinum Dragon himself, has gone empty, and we think no greater location to seal such a deeply rooted evil exists within our spheres of influence or any other. Unfortunately, the last time the chamber was cleansed and prepared was some 15 years ago. Our curate tasked one of our own scale bearers, and he looks over towards Jan, who sheepishly backs away, was tasked with preparing it for your arrival, and the artifacts. And it was found that the lower chambers, have been infested with some manner of foul subterranean spider or creature.
Oh, man.
And our scale bearer fled. At which point Jan leaves the entire conversation and exits the room.
Yawn.
You hear Kima kind of give a spit in his direction. But not before initiating the vault's defenses. Thus, I ask you to complete your journey into the Hall of the Exalt below. Clear out these meager beasts and guide your reliquary into the vault chamber to seal it for good.
We have to contend with the defense systems as well?
Not all of them, but apparently in his haste and escape and defend himself, he set a few of them to aid his escape.
Great. Good job, Jan.
Thanks, Jan.
You hear no response.
Why
other than
does
the
he
pit of
still work here? Does he have,
Very good question.
does he have
like to meet
tenure
his
or
manager?
something? Is it a union
He's
thing?
been with us
Has there been
for
unionized?
many, many years, and he has
great heart devotion here. Though idle he may
Seniority.
be in his mind, he does bring much to the temple.
Obviously, we want the horn taken care of, but, you know, we're taking care of a problem for you, too.
Oh, here it goes. Here it goes.
Get it, girl.
The holiest place on the
Yes! The holiest place.
Haggle with the
Shaking
Pope.
down
What
the
you're
Pope.
inquiring
Shaking
about
down the Pope.
Religions and
is a
choice,
monetary
they need a lot of money.
reward
I was just wondering.
for your aid.
I'm not asking.
The temple can provide a sum of 3,000 gold pieces
Per party member. Yes?
entirely. 3,000 gold pieces for your trouble on this journey. Which Kima says forward and says, Hi, Bear, we do not need to take
we
money
don't
from
want
the...
money, of course not. I mean, I
But think
could
of the
offer-
good we could do with that money, giving alms to the poor back home where we are.
Yes, spreading the word of Bahamut.
Bahamut.
Where we
return
go.
for
We do a lot of charity work, and it would be well received back home in the keep.
You make a persuasion roll. You make a deception roll.
Deception?
It's not deception, we really will.
No, only one of you.
You
Ladies of the evening really do need the money.
What'd you roll, Sam?
A 30.
Oh, that's really good because I rolled a 19.
Wait, no, you didn't.
3-0?
3-0. I have a plus 13 for deception.
That explains so much.
We gotta get you deceiving more.
I'm gonna get you deceiving more. You should lie more. It's good.
Lie to me, Pinocchio, lie.
3,000 gold at your disposal to bring about, to share in the prosperity of your people back home.
Amen.
Once the artifact is delivered and sealed.
From one holy man to another. I think we've struck a deal. Let's go.
Bert Reynolds, you've done it
As you all turn, Kima goes, I'll show you to the vault room.
Are you going to come with us, Kima?
Yes, I'm coming with you.
Good.
That's over at you. Shall we, holy man?
Why, yes, my sister. Lead the way.
She's been with us the whole time. I forgot that guy.
As you guys are walking out of the chamber, the door is closed behind. He turns to you and says, is that why you were blessed with such a temporarily swollen appendage before?
I don't know how the Lord works. It's mysterious.
Let us be on our way. And she kind of walks off flustered and frustrated. You guys are led down 2 layers. This actual temple recedes further and further into the mountain until eventually you're led into what seems to be almost like a storage basement. You don't see anything trap-wise. The stairway eventually comes to an end into a chamber about 50 feet by 50 feet. It's very, very low light. There appear to be...
light!
Okay, as... The brief moment of light before your eyes can really focus in, there's a flash of light at the edge of Tiberius' staff, and the room actually gets harder to see. You see there is a thick white mist that just kind of hangs in the air throughout the entirety of this room.
I go ahead and I just do a little wind gust and I go
Okay.
down the hall.
Okay. You see now in the center of the room, what were initially just dark spots in the mist, there are 2 pillars that are attached from ceiling to floor, roughly about 20 feet apart from each other, kind of in the center of each side of the room. Each pillar is solid gray stone with what looks like intricately carved small dragons almost curling and wrapping around the statues. Each one of their heads kind of turned, mouth open, kind of angrily in different directions.
I perception checked the
Oh, we're
room.
good? Okay.
It didn't seem like there was
I'm
anything.
running 10 feet ahead of everybody. I rolled a big old 1.
He tripped.
Okay.
Wow.
You
Oh no.
continue forward, and as you're rushing through the group, not paying attention, you gently hit the edge of the mist barrier with your shoulder as you're rushing to the side instinctually to like stealth along the wall. As your shoulder breaks the mist,
Bring it.
all of the dragon mouths burst into bright, fiery flame and begin spinning rapidly in the room. The people that are in the center running through right now, which include Keyleth, Scanlan, Tiberius, and Pike, all of you guys make dexterity saving throws right now.
Son of a bitch.
Way to go, Vax.
As the flames just burst out throughout the room, tearing into the air with this reddish-white flame, both Vax and Tiberius manage to try and dodge out of the way as best they can, only receiving each of them.
Well, all Vax has to do is roll, because he's already on the freaking ground.
12 points of fire damage to each of you. Scanlan, Keyleth, and Pike all take 24 points of fire damage.
Ouch.
The rest of you rush through, including the scale bearers in the minute you have. Awesome. You guys all make your way across the room. You can finish your spell, and the mist immediately fills up and completely obfuscates that room behind you once more.
One down.
Made it!
20 rooms to go.
You're now in what is a 10-foot wide chamber for an additional 20, or a tunnel or a hallway for another 20 feet before it opens up into another room, but there is no light source in there whatsoever. You notice that across this floor of the circular room, there are these circles marked across the entirety of the surface here.
Great. Those are probably traps.
I bet those are fun.
Pressure plates, maybe?
I'm gonna click my boots.
What? No.
Haste.
Shouldn't we, like, throw something onto one of the pressure plates first and see what it does?
Yeah, me. I'm going to click my boots of haste. I'm going to run. I'm going to do sort of a running roll, land on the closest circle, and wait for like half a tick, and then roll off of it.
Are you kidding me?
What are
All right.
you doing?
So as you guys are about to go, wait! Vax is already off, clicks the boots. The arcane magic of the boots of haste kick into his body. He leaps forward, make an acrobatics check.
Okay.
Hope you get your eyebrows burned off.
All right. You leap forward, your hand touches the first circle in the room. As it does, there's suddenly a shift in the room. Like all of a sudden, the hand which you had purchase on slides out from underneath you. You catch yourself on your feet, but now suddenly there's a loud grinding sound. The entire room seems to be shifting, moving, spinning in its own right, and you instinctually feel something moving towards you very quickly. Make a dexterity saving throw, Lee.
Oh boy.
I clicked my earring. You're an
So
idiot,
I'm going to use luck because that blew, and that's a natural 20.
Oh!
Yeah, 20!
Yeah, 20.
So, you barely managed to move out of the way before that circular portion of the ground skyrockets up like a pillar, one very similar to the one that you created for your spell. It slams into the ceiling with a heavy thud, retracts, and continues again. In fact, looking around you, all of them in the room are now at different levels pistoning into the ceiling. This entire room is slowly rotating, and there are just a series of pillars mashing into the ceiling.
It's like
You
a
have to
mini
make an acrobatics check to try and get through this now because you have very little space to move.
Okay. I'm going to use luck again. That is 18.
18. You managed to make your way halfway across the room, dodging out of the way as these pillars are slamming and retracting, kind of use the pattern of when they're pulling down from the ceiling, but they're moving very fast. One of them manages to catch you underneath your ankle. Go ahead and make a dexterity saving throw again.
That's 15.
15. All right. It catches you,
Foot again, Vax.
takes you off of your balance, and it rockets you towards the ceiling. You manage to pull most of your body out of the way in time, but it still catches the back of your shoulder blade. You take 40 points of crushing damage.
Yes!
As you are slammed into the ceiling, and as the pillar retracts, you roll off with a heavy wheeze of pain. Catching onto your feet again, make one more acrobatics check.
Oh my god.
23.
23. You managed to, in the severe pain you're feeling, you can tell there's probably some serious bruising in there, and you probably broke a couple ribs. But you managed to just barely dodge and leap out of the way, making yourself across the room to where the staircase descends out of the immediate danger.
Jeez.
The rest of you now are standing on the opposite side of this room, which is currently a rotating grinding mill.
That was great.
Who's next? If there's any kind of device or anything on this side.
Okay, hold on a second, Vax. Just chill out for a minute. We all just took a little damage this last time.
Perception check.
He's checking. He's checking.
All right, make a perception check.
For a lever or something.
For a switch.
25.
25.
You need to like heal up.
25. You can see on the ceiling in the very, very center of the room, precariously placed right where one of the pillars in the center slams into the ceiling, there appears to be a small quarter-sized hole, gold piece-sized hole in the ceiling.
Yeah, come on, Vex.
Race you for
In
it.
the middle of the room. In the ceiling,
Is there a shot of it, or is there bagoong, bagoong, bagoong going on?
Oh no, it's still going. The pillars are still slamming into the roof. And that one hole you see is right where one of the pillars slams into the roof. You only see it intermittently when the pillar retracts.
Go, sharpshooters, go.
You first or me?
Well, let's try this first, because you might just break it down completely.
Oh, very well.
You're much more powerful than I am, person.
Yeah, ladies first, perhaps.
Ladies first.
Alright, can I try to shoot an arrow into the little hole?
You can. This is a hard shot because it's at an angle now.
Okay.
And it's to be kind of a... We're talking, this is Robin Hood level split the arrow because you have to hit it and ricochet upward to see if it'll have any
Oh,
effect.
jeez Louise.
I
Do it.
place my hands on her shoulders.
Can you inspire?
I can inspire her.
I would
this
like
is
to
careful
offer
aim.
my beard for a rub of good luck.
I'm gonna.
If you would like to touch it.
Thanks.
As you offer the beard, it tears off.
What?
Oh no!
What did you do?
You know what? I'm gonna tie this to the arrow. It's gonna give it really good luck.
Seems like it's
I'm not
aerodynamically.
actually gonna tie it to the arrow.
Okay.
I'm just gonna
Tell
kind
him.
of trample it.
Mark in your inventory, you now have fake Grod rope beard.
Is that like a -1 to my confidence now?
It will come into play. Live for the
So
Davis
the
thing.
goal
Alright.
is to shoot an arrow into this
Much less
like
majestic.
the Death Star. Is that what's going on?
Essentially, yeah.
Okay.
All right, and you're going to...
I'm going to inspire her with inspiration. I'll sing, ooh, shut up and shoot that hole. Your arrow is my destiny. And I say, ooh, shut up and shoot that hole.
And with that, you feel your focus, you wait, you breathe in, you breathe out, you breathe in, you breathe out, in pattern with the slamming of the piston against the ceiling.
Kitty, you're gonna
You let out all your breath and you hold, waiting between heartbeats, and then release. Go ahead and make your attack roll.
30.
Oh, Jesus.
5.
Yeah. Good inspiration.
As you release the arrow, you see the pillar slamming. The pillar comes down just as the arrow crests over it, past another pillar that just barely manages to miss it by a segment.
I cast telekinesis to swoop it up. Just to help guide it.
Let me just see if I got it first.
You can't-
Rolled a 35.
It's going there anyway.
So, as the pillar pulls down, the arrow goes cascading forward. Go ahead and make a d20 roll with the +5 modifier.
Sweet. That's in 17.
17? Okay. So as the arrow makes its way, it ricochets off the bottom edge of the actual hole and immediately bends itself upward, the shaft bending as it begins to start heading up the hole. There's a sudden force of arcane energy that slams it even harder up into the top of this tiny little slit. As it goes up there, you hear what sounds like a splintering of wood and metal. Then you hear metal grinding. You start seeing bits and chunks of grinding metal begin to pour out of the hole, and the pillars begin to...
Hey!
Nice shot!
eventually coming to a halt.
Wrench in a
I
machine.
could have done it.
You totally could have
I
done
could
that.
have made that shot.
Next room's yours.
Next room's
room.
yours.
That was one of those impossible things, right? Like
Pretty damn close to impossible.
Nice.
You make your way down this long staircase. You continue down for, I'd say probably a good 100 feet or so before you start encountering, I would say a mild change in the scenery at least. What was normally just a musty hallway is now becoming thicker and thicker, coated with large spider webs.
Awesome.
Everything's so sticky.
Hiders!
Trying to push through and cut through, and it gets to the point where it's just so matted. You guys are having to bushwhack your way through thicker and thicker.
So I'm going to make my way towards the front of the group because I'm noticing this, and I'm going to do a fire breath, and I'm going to instantly cast Control Flame and catch as much as I can of it and start spinning it and burning the webs as we go.
Okay, very cool. So Tiberius steps forward and breathes a heaving breath of dragon fire out of his mouth. As it cascades forward, burning through the nearby webs, he casts a secondary spell and captures it and begins to shape it almost like it's a fiery clay in the middle of the air. And utilizing that in a very similar way to he uses his telekinesis, he begins to use that rolling fire to burn through the webbing as you guys continue down the stairway.
That's convenient.
At least it'll be disinfected.
The sound of the crackling of the nearby webbing that is slowly retracting and burning and melting is immediately joined by the sound of a low clicking.
We pissed them off.
I stealth
and they're like,
immediately.
Right. You can now see immediately scampering up the side what appear to be a series of large arachnid-like creatures. Well,
but they're spiders, so probably not that
Can
wise.
I cast something else?
No, right now everyone rolls initiative.
Damn it! I was like,
Only so many things you can do here, Tiberius.
I know, but I like doing lots of things.
I know you do.
That's not bad. I'll take that.
All right. These two spiders that are currently caught in the net both vanish, and the net falls flat.
Oh shit.
One is striking at you.
Me.
That is a 21 to hit.
It hits me.
And against Percy, that is a 25.
Oh my god, that hits.
All right. You both take 13 points of piercing damage.
Oh.
And I need you both to make a Constitution saving throw.
Oh, that can't be good.
Boom.
19.
19 Constitution saving throw.
Constitution saving throw.
Oh no!
Rolled a 1.
Percy.
So, as all of a sudden this strange sound streaks behind you, you turn over your shoulder just in time to see these spiders pop out of seemingly nowhere and strike into you. The fangs sink into your side and you knock them off with your elbow. You feel the venom extract itself from the fangs, but just as you pull it out of the side, so it actually does not envenom your body. Percy, you're not so lucky. The venom pulses into the side of your shoulder, and you feel this burning sensation ripple through your entire upper right torso. You take 21 points of poison damage.
Oh! Shit!
Oh!
It could be
That
worse.
ends their turn.
I did take
Tiberius,
protection.
you're still in your turn, Grog? All right,
I
Tiberius.
should cast that on.
Very well. How many are left? 2?
Yeah.
Obelisk of stone.
Squishy
Okay.
spider.
Squishy spiders.
So as both the spiders are knocked off both Percy and Vex, you guys kind of rear back, ready to defend yourself. Suddenly the stairwell shakes for a second, and pillars of stone go from underneath, similar to the trap room you encountered earlier.
That's it. 21.
21, and what's the DC on your spell?
17.
17. Both spiders get mashed pretty horribly into the ceiling. You see where the pillars are slammed into the ceiling permanently. You can see the legs kind of dangling out for a second, and then just slowly curl in towards the edge of where the stone pillars are meant to ceiling.
I would like to continue to stealth ahead of the group and also continue checking for traps.
we already went.
Oh, he is?
As you
screw
stealthily move along the side of the wall, Scanlan comes pattering down the stonework
18.
into what is a large central chamber. You can see webbing scattered throughout the entirety of the stone room. It's about 60 feet up. There is very, very low light from the flickering sconces that are on the walls of this towards the base of the actual room. The building in the center, it looks almost like an ancient mausoleum structure, how it's placed in the center of the room, closed stone doors, but what catches your eye is the entirety of the structure seems to be crafted of the same platinum-like material as the stone, as the container.
Wow.
No one's.
It's very low light.
I'm gonna use my primeval awareness and see if I can sense any spiders in the area.
Okay. You take a moment to concentrate, and you sense, while not invisible range, on the opposite side of this room, a whole bunch of tiny little life sources, and one rather large one.
Good to know.
Kima kind of takes her symbol, puts it back around her neck, steps to the side, and kind of motions like this. The two scale bearers begin to move down, carrying the case. Look around at the rest of you for like
I invisibly follow right behind the box.
All right.
Still keeping my illusions in check.
All right. So, as they enter the chamber, Kima enters as well. You guys following in behind them. I need you all to make stealth checks.
Everybody?
No. Tiberius with advantage because you're.
What kind of check?
Pike.
Stealth.
Not you.
Not you. Don't worry about it.
Stealth.
I don't?
No, you do.
3?
Clang.
So you step into the chamber, losing your footing for a moment on the smooth, kind of platinum-like ridges across the ground, and you kind of catch yourself. Your plate hitting the ground with a large ting sound. At which point the two scale bearers kind of look at you.
Sorry.
With a heavy sigh, and Kim goes, "Go, go, go!" They both step forward and take and place the box into the center of the room on top of the dais. As they both release the chains, the box seems to levitate on its own to the center of the room, much like how the horn itself ascended and was kept aloft with the center of the box. The box lifts up and slowly begins to rotate on its own. As it does, you can see the sapphire bits that are ingrained in this box flash with a bright blue light. And all of a sudden, the blue energy spreads into the ceiling and the floor of this room, and all of the blue and silver veins that are carved into this begin to glow with a similar blue light.
Cool.
At which point,
I love light.
the doors begin to...
Which doors?
The doors you guys entered this room and begin to close.
We should leave. I'm a scooch.
Yeah, you guys immediately scooch out of the way. Kima darts off. Both of them turn around and start running back.
You're gonna die.
They both make it out.
Oh,
Both manage to just squeeze through fast as the doors slam behind. At which point,
That would be terrifying.
you see a series of spiders. You see curling up over the top of this structure. One large, white and bluish spider that leaps up. As this is happening, you guys notice that blue energy is cracking through the floor. And now, following the pattern across the entirety of the structure, it crawls up the walls. And that blue energy reaches to the ceiling, illuminating it. And what you missed when you entered the room is you can see, recessed into the ceiling of this room, 4 large humanoid entities that are just currently held aloft, buried in the ceiling
We gotta go.
of platinum armor.
We gotta
One
go.
of them suddenly flashes, dislodges, and squashing the spider in the process.
What is that?
Screeching sound as the spider slowly tries to curl in place. The giant platinum golem now slamming on top and squishing at the top. You see as it slowly comes to stand, each hand holding these giant platinum cleavers. You suddenly hear a voice ringing through your heads collectively.
You heard the man!
Vibrates.
You heard him! You heard him! Earrings, everybody! You heard him!
Wait, but can we just leave the thing here with
Yes.
the
He's
Gotta
door?
kill this
I think he's
guy.
gonna
The
kill
golems
us. He's
are
gonna kill
meant to
everything now.
protect.
Oh, then let's go.
All right, so all of you guys start bolting on one. Everyone to go ahead and make a dexterity check. All right, anyone lower than a 10?
What about on a
No.
10?
Lower than a 10.
No, 10.
Everyone. All right.
I got 13.
Who's what?
14?
Awesome. You guys all come darting out of the room. Except for Kima, who rolls a 1. So all of you guys come running out of the room.
Kima's dead.
Kima?
The rest of the scale bearers come rushing through now. They're no longer encumbered by it. Kima's kind of helping everyone else get by and trying to keep everyone at bay, being the hero. As she turns around, the first one comes leaping off of the top of the structure, runs toward her, and gives one giant sweep with one of its blades. With a 20. Ooh, yeah, that'll hit. You see the blade streak across the front of her silver armor. She takes 24 points of slashing damage. It sends her flying back 10 feet with the sheer force of it, but she manages to roll out of it. Yeah, with an acrobatics check, catching herself to her feet and just keeps bolting behind the rest of you guys. You now see behind 2 more. Dislodging from the ceiling as the one that's charging after you is coming up the stairway. Through this, we're now going into a skill challenge as you guys are rushing out.
Yeah, all
Skill challenge!
It's like when you
Go, go.
life.
Now, as you're running through, there's still the bits of webbing in the way. I need everyone to go ahead and make another dexterity check.
Dexterity.
Okay, yeah, sure.
21.
Anyone?
25.
22.
17.
11.
22.
All right.
19.
All right. As you guys are all charging up the way, kind of like helping each other, but also clamoring to get through. Kima's rushing up. You see one of the scale bearers is now tripped and fallen on the stairs.
Oh, no.
She runs past, leans back to reach her hand out as the golem comes up behind with 2 hands, swings down with both blades.
Kima again?
This is against one of the scale bearers.
Oh, okay.
Should I be rolling for trinket?
One.
Too late,
I'm
just leave
considering
him.
trinket with you. It's
Okay,
fine.
thank you.
We'll do that next round. 'Cause I
Okay.
forgot. It's a lot of things to consider. One of them hits the stone and just streaks off sparks flying through the air, illuminating the space secondarily. However, the other scale bearer takes 28 points of slashing damage from the blow as it reaches up again for a second blow. Kima reaches down, grabs Desdemona's arm and lifts her up off her feet, and they both go charging forth. You guys make your way up the stairway as you see now the golem is pushing its way through.
I'm going to dissipate my card illusion. I'm going to cast Fly on myself.
I'm gonna turn around and do Wall of Stone.
Boof! Okay, as they just rush past the wall, stone slams up as the golem goes smashing into it.
I'll do some port. I'll do Obelisk right behind it, dude.
All right. So as you guys come rushing up to the top of this, you guys are just building the stone wall, obelisk. We'll say you cast it twice to go ahead and reinforce. All right. You hear the impact from behind. Poof! You hear the stone crack and break, and you see 2 of the pillars that you put up impact. Dust, bits of rock shoot out, but it settles. Apparently, it's holding strong, and you start hearing slamming of some sort of heavy weight behind it.
Run.
As well as the following of additional giant heavy footsteps. It's now got its reinforcements caught up to it. You guys charge into the room with the broken trap, which now has like partially raised platforms. You're rushing around and trying to find your way through. You get to the other side of the room. There's now an entirety, a room filled with mist in front of you.
Oh no.
I still have it. I can gust of wind.
Okay.
That's my last 3rd level spell.
All right, gust of wind. I'm going to ask all of you guys to make a wisdom check as you rush through.
Including me?
Everyone.
Wisdom check or saving throw?
This is a wisdom check. So as you guys come rushing in, you're like, go, go! You see Keyleth is focusing on getting the wind to escape. Keyleth rushes up. Kima comes through with the 2 scale bearers. Everyone comes through. Grog's bringing up the back. You can see now in the back behind him, a giant blade-wielding fist of the golem comes smashing through the wall. The rest of you guys, like, ushering Grog along. Grog comes running, hears the sound, looks over his shoulder, and the chaos of it, his trajectory is off, and he ends up brushing into the side of the mist. Grog, go ahead and make a dexterity saving throw.
12.
You end up taking 24 points of fire damage as the pillars spin, unleashing a torrent of flame.
Oh, bad car wash! Bad car wash!
Bad car wash!
Oh no, Grog, your beard has been singed.
What?
You reach up instinctively and feel that smooth as a baby Goliath face.
Is all that work?
As you guys charge up the rest of the staircase.
Is Grog behind us now, like the furthest away?
He's just caught up to you guys as you're rushing up the staircase. You get to the final door. You exit as Kima rushes everyone through. She brings out her holy symbol real fast, and as she pulls it off her neck, you see the first golem reach the bottom of the staircase. Minions looming up. It's
We're
about
leaving!
25
What
feet
are you
away.
doing?
Go home!
Go
home! Bad golem!
Kima pulls out her holy symbol and holds it aloft in front of her and just says under her breath, at which point it begins to glow with this extremely vibrant glow. As it does, you see a symbol emblazoned on the front of the golem. It flashes with light as it stops. It just kind of holds its place and waits. And Kima looks at the symbol like, I wasn't sure that was going to work. She takes.
Tell it to go kill the spider.
She takes the symbol and puts it back in the side of the stone door that originally was closed. The door slowly seals shut once again. She pulls the symbol out, and she falls to her knees, breathing heavily.
Oh, Kima.
We did it.
Next time, lead with that.
Yeah.
I agree, Grog. Very well said.
It kind of happened very quickly. I'm sorry.
It's
You guys make your way up to the main chamber, where High Bearer Vord is currently waiting for you. He turns to you as you enter, and so I am to assume that your journey was a success.
Yes. Yeah. Surprisingly so. It went off without a hitch. Well, yeah.
You got some good security down there.
Very good.
I told you. Once it's instilled.
The High Bearer Vord kind of raises his hand.
Yawn, if you do not mind.
And Jan kind of shuffles forward.
Such a bore.
Excuse me, I'm right here.
It was a play on words. Your name also means something that you do when you're tired.
I don't like you.
He reaches out and puts a big old sack of coins in your hand.
I'll hold on.
Of course.
We should mention that you may have to have one of the rooms repaired.
Take a couple out.
Good to know. The High Bearer turns to you, Pike, and says, Mighty Cleric, I see this meeting, though it escaped my vision more so, you bear the holy sigil of the Dawnflower, the Lady of Redemption herself. While we may walk under different stars, I offer these words that caught my ear not but a week ago. An excavation beneath the toppled tower of Sirac, a long cursed ruin that sat like a blemish upon this city for hundreds of years, was revealed that perhaps of the 5 holy paths that began here at Vasselheim, there may indeed now be a 6th.
What?
A forgotten temple to Serenray has been uncovered. Crumbled, lost, and without light, it has sat forever and a day. And few are around in this city in her guiding flame to recover and restore its glory. Perhaps you should look into it.
I will gladly look into it.
The Loon rise to the west of here, at the base of the city's mountain. Look for the Darkstone ruin. Nevertheless, I thank you for your time. Kima, if you wouldn't mind, we have some things to discuss as well. It doesn't take you long to find your way across the city. You find some of the city's bastions standing guard on the outskirts of this crumpled tower ruin. This like black and soot-covered stone that is just almost like a plot of land that has been left untouched. Like once it fell, no one wanted anything to do with it. You speak with the bastions, and they eventually let you through, especially given the aid of those you walk with since arrival. You come to the ruin, and you can see there's about a 40-foot gap in this pile of stone that is a recess in the ground, almost like a small sinkhole. And looks like there is some sort of an excavation that has been set here. And there before you, you see a surprisingly glorious sight, a simple structure of brass and polished limestone. Ancient as the day is long. One of the walls is partially collapsed, and you see what looks like 3 figures rummaging through the debris. An older human woman is being helped by 2 others, a young man with blonde hair and simple clothes, and an older gnome that's carrying a crutch under his arm. And they're all in the process of collecting and setting aside and cleaning up various things that have recovered from this temple. You immediately see against the brass structure the very kind of simplified symbol of the wings of Serenray, multiple times across the structure in various incarnations. This is very much indeed the lost temple of Serenray.
So, when they've fully excavated it, you can come back and check it out.
Yes.
Or you can stay here and restore it.
At which point the older woman sees you guys walk down and goes,
Please, there's nothing to take. And nothing but history and rock. I guarantee you, bandits are not welcome here.
I take out my symbol and I say, no, I'm here to help.
You hear an audible gasp from her. She says,
My eyes don't deceive.
oh my,
I am sorry. My name is Jasira. A simple painter, but one of, as far as I know, the 3 devoted to the Lady of the Everlight here in Vasselheim. Now the 4th. I know where you came from, but would you stay with us for a bit and help us rebuild? Bring her name into the light amongst the others here in Vasselheim. Restore it to its glory.
Yes. Oh man, I don't want to leave you guys.
Oh no, because
it shouldn't take long, especially with your help. And we can bring the light into the heart of others, and you can see the 2 other kind of joined her at the side, and they all look at you with this look of hope that you can probably tell from the crinkles in their face that they haven't had in quite some time. And they look up to you in their simple clothes as the first true, strong bastion in this city for Serenray they've seen in a long time. With that, Pike, you get to turn to the rest of the group.
Well, I think this is a pilgrimage I have to take. So, Vox Machina, keep your eyes out. I will contact you every once in a while if I can, and we will meet up once this is completed.
Okay.
Inevitably.
All in.
Right.
Vox Machina on 3. 1, 2, 3.
You will be missed very
And,
much, Pike.
I miss you guys very much. Okay.
And on that note, we have to close because people are in a rush. Ashley will be leaving us for a time. She'll pop in and out if she can, and there will eventually be a return of Pike. But for the time being, she feels the calling to stay and help rebuild this Temple of Serenray.
We're
as
gonna
Vox
miss you,
Machina
Pike.
continues.
I'm gonna miss you guys.
But we understand personal journeys.
Personal journey.
You have to do, Pike.
Okay, I will.
Scanlan will not physically wait for you, but emotionally, I will wait for you, and I will not stray emotionally. I will always be there for you, emotionally.
Okay, Scanlan.
Physically, I mean, come on. It's gonna be months.